We all have questions.
What happens after we die?
Is
Bigfoot real?
government hiding aliens from us?
We all have stories.
I grew up in a haunted
UFO
house.
went right over the mountain.
Crossed right in front of my path.
Join us while we dive deep into all that's unknown. You are listening to the Just Paranormal Podcast.
What's up, paraphernalia? JP here with the Just Paranormal Podcast. And I'm here with...
Woo! It's your boy John.
Woo! It's your boy Roman!
Like the whole time he wanted to laugh.
I don't know why he finds that so funny. Before we start every show, I have to get a little bit of room noise so I can edit out like the hissing sound in the background. And for some reason, it's so hard for Roman to not make a random noise during the middle of that.
I just fuck with the mic. I'm like,
He's the hissing sound.
I'm the hissing sound.
Right when you're like, okay, getting some room noise, he's just.
Dude, it's not my fault. I see a funny picture on Facebook. Okay,
Okay, yeah, that
Yeah.
picture was funny. It's been a while.
Yes.
Holy shit.
more than a while.
It feels like it's... Fuck, I can't even remember the last time we did a show. What,
Yeah, dude, it's been
a
fucking-
month?
Yeah, I think the last episode we did was with Paul, and we were supposed to watch that movie. We never did.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
We'll
He was
come
supposed to
back,
Come back to that.
We'll
but
come back to it.
Yeah, well, I'll bring him back for that. But yeah, it was over. What was it?
2-3 weeks?
Unacknowledged. Oh,
No, yeah, but no. Yeah, like
the movie?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a movie called Unacknowledged. It's
but
an
what
alien
was what were
documentary.
we talking about?
That
open. It was open mic discussion. whatever. it
Illuminati
was.
discussion.
Yeah, Illuminati.
Oh,
there we
that's
go.
Right, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Just kind of like an open
Correct.
discussion. Yeah, it went
that
pretty
was
good.
A long time ago, though.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
that show went like an hour, 20 minutes, almost hour, 30 minutes.
It
We
flew
probably
by.
could have kept talking, honestly.
Oh, yeah, honestly.
But yeah, it's been a while. We all got sick.
Yeah,
Everybody
dude.
had their own sickness. They were down with the sickness.
Fucking terrible, man.
Oh, what the sickness? I had the watery diarrhea.
I still have it.
Nah, dude,
Sucks.
I had a fucking respiratory infection. I was all kinds of dead.
Yeah, John had a respiratory infection, and then I had a sinus infection, and then I had a what was that? What did I say? It was
what was it? It was like
tension headache?
yeah,
Tension
dude,
headache?
He
Yeah.
was nuts, dude. He looked like he was about to pass out any
It
second.
was like a headache on steroids.
Really?
Worst
Yeah.
headache I've ever experienced in my
The
whole entire
hell?
life.
What caused
Almost
it?
debilitating. Almost debilitating. I looked it up because I had just got over a sinus infection, so I was like, maybe it's still remnants of the sinus infection.
Yeah.
But I did. I took medicine. I took the prescribed nose spray medicine. I was taking fucking everything. I did that neti pot thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
you pour
yeah.
water
Some
through
people
That's
die
water.
gross.
from
I
it.
hate that shit.
People die from it.
Yeah.
Do they really? How?
Yeah. Okay. So apparently, because if they don't use like really, really clean water, it's because it's going through your nose into your brain, so bacteria gets in there and they fucking die.
Holy shit! I used distilled water out of a jug,
Oh,
so
okay.
we're
So
good.
it should be fine.
Yeah, you
Um,
should be. Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe that's why I had the diarrhea.
God knows. I don't know.
That could be why.
I don't know, man.
I
But
need
yeah,
to look
someone
that
died
up.
because of that. It's pretty terrifying.
That's pretty scary. I'm not gonna use that anymore.
I'm never gonna do that.
Yeah, so I used one of those and nothing was working, and I had this headache for 2 days straight. I couldn't even sleep because like any position I would be in, it would just like fucking.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, dude.
I was
it real
here-
bad.
I could hear it in my ear. It was
Like your
fucking-
heartbeat. Like
Yes,
the
it was-
the. Okay. Yeah.
It was insane. It was
Wow.
fucking strange. But I took care of it.
The relevance of that is so funny.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It is. But yeah, now I just have diarrhea for about 2 weeks. Every time I eat, dude, I ate like a handful of chips and I shit twice in 10 minutes.
What the hell?
God
You didn't
damn.
eat anything before this, did you?
You
Yeah, but I
took a
already shit twice, so I should be,
Okay,
I should be
okay.
good. If I have to get up in the middle of the show, I have to get up in the middle of the show.
Okay. Well, we're good. We're
Yeah.
good.
So how have y'all been doing?
Not dying anymore. That's fucking.
How
Dude.
I don't think I've ever had a respiratory infection. How does
Man,
that feel?
Suck, dude. It's like having the flu. It's like you have fucking a fever. You know, you have congestion. You have cough. You have like sore throat.
Could you
Like-
breathe?
Dude, it sucked. It was hard.
Okay.
It was real goddamn hard. Like, it was so bad, dude. Like, again, I'm one of the managers at my job, and I was like, man, I just can't do this. Like,
No,
I'm
man.
dying.
They expect you to be up there too.
Yeah, and they're like, once they saw me, they're like, yeah, you need to go home.
You have to handle
No
food
fucking
too.
doubt.
You handle food, don't you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So,
So
yeah.
I went home, and then I was like, you know what, this is it. I can't do this anymore because I didn't have enough energy to get out of bed. Like, I was just bedridden.
Yeah.
So
I'm surprised they even risked it.
yeah,
Like you tell them I have a respiratory infection. They're like, oh, I'll come in. We'll try. And
The good old
no,
Jesus.
no. It was
will
afterwards.
protect you.
After
Okay,
they found out that, they were like,
okay.
no, don't come in.
Okay.
Like, I was like, man, I feel a little off. And then they're like, you look like you're under weather, but nothing too bad. And then I was just getting worse and worse. I was like, nah, dude, I gotta go.
When
Damn,
I used to
dude.
work at Chick-fil-A and I always wanted to leave, I would just tell them I threw up in the restroom. And
Bro,
they have to
every
make- they
time,
have to
yeah,
make you
because
leave.
they have to make you leave.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of our policies.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
So-
a food safety.
Yeah, I would be like, yeah, I threw up in the restroom.
It was funny because I threw up opening the store. Like, I went to the restroom. My co-manager, she's like, yeah, you need to go home. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But this
probably
time it wasn't
should.
even fake.
Yeah, it
like
was
I
real.
never fake it at work, but at this time I was like, no, I need to go. Like
Yeah.
I can't even stomach this. So that
Wow.
was bad. But
Yeah.
now it's like
It's
9 day,
horrible.
dude. 9 day. I'm so much better.
That's good.
I'm doing like quadruple backflips off
But
of
you had diarrhea
airplanes.
today too.
Yes. Well, a little mixture of both. There's like solid and then water
Ooh.
and solid.
So poopy soup.
Poopy soup, basically.
Poopy soup.
It's fucking disgusting.
And how have you been doing, Roman?
I've been interesting, you know.
Most interesting man in the world.
Uh-huh.
I had a little scare there. I had a couple near-death experiences. I saw a bad ass wreck last night, a couple nights ago.
Bad ass wreck?
It was bad and
Like
it
a
was
dick
badass.
in the ass, and it like
It was it like wrecked my butthole. That's why I have diarrhea today.
Uh,
No.
we
I'm
all have
driving.
diarrhea.
I'm driving down I-10, and then this car behind this Chevy just keeps on like slowly catching up to them, but not slowly, but like really fast catching up, and they hit him in the back, right? And then this Chevy like goes in midair and then like just rolls down the freeway.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and it lands on its side, and I'm like, holy crap, I saw that. I have to pull over. I have to pull over and make sure that they're okay. I have to give my testimony. I pull over. The guy in the minivan, he was like eating and he got distracted. He was going
Oh
like
my
80
God.
or 90, and the Chevy was going like 65.
Holy
Dear
crap.
God.
The
And
speed
he-
limit.
What kind of car was a Chevy? Was it?
Um,
'Cause I'm thinking a truck. I'm
it
like,
was,
this
it
minivan.
was an SUV.
Damn, dude,
Um,
a minivan did
It,
that
it
shit?
was a 90s SUV, and the minivan, he had a Dodge Caravan, right?
Mm.
Like a 2011 or 2012 Dodge
Uh-huh.
Caravan.
Hey, fuck
I
that
want
up.
one of those, by the way,
He-
for our team.
Yeah.
He messed that truck up, man. Let me tell you, that truck was airborne, and it just
Fuck,
landed
man.
on its side. So that was interesting.
So, I mean, any
everyone
deaths?
was okay. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
everyone was okay. The guy in the truck, he had like road rash,
Man, he
because
got
his
lucky.
window was open.
Oof.
And he got lucky. Whenever I ran over to go check on him. He was like his truck was sideways, but he was sitting on the door.
Oh, no
Oh,
shit.
Yeah,
shit.
he was sitting inside on the door. His leg was pinned down, so he
Ooh.
couldn't get out. So we had to wait until the
The jaws-
paramedics.
Jaws of
Life.
life.
Yeah, no. This guy pulled over too. He was coming home from. He works at the chemical plants. He had like a pair of gloves. He's like, "Let me rip open this windshield." So he rips open this windshield, and like there goes the windshield. Right, just easy, like no problem.
Wow.
And he like pushes up the Chevy truck a little bit and pulls him out. And I'm
Wow.
like, wow, man. I helped as much as I could, but there was glass everywhere.
That's crazy.
was gas.
dude.
I mean,
So-
this was on I-10, so I assume like a lot of people were like slowed down.
Oh yeah, no.
Or was there like a sudden stop?
It was like 6:00 at night, and it was odd because usually around that time, that's
That's
when it's
fucking
kind of
terrible.
it's packed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
that's when it's all
And
packed.
this was in Crosby though, but it's weird because whenever this happened, there was no one in front of me. The only two cars behind me that I could see in my rearview mirror were those two cars that happened,
Wow.
the two that wrecked. And so I pulled over, and then 10 minutes later, after a cop comes by and stops all traffic, there's like a line of cars
course,
all the way
yeah.
as far as the eye can see. Man, it was crazy. And then
That sounds about right.
it was-
I-10's always like that, dude.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Okay, so what if like let's say that car flipped over and it was like about to fucking blow up? Do you run over there and save them?
I would. I was running over there. I was gonna do what I
Do
could
you
do.
run over there and save them?
Dude, I was swimming through Harvey saving people. I think I'd do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's different whenever you have a kid though.
I
Oh,
mean,
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause like I think I used to would have, but now I'm like I don't know if I
Because you
would.
gotta think of your life too.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
like you want to save this person's
I'm
you
sure.
are.
I'm sure your intent is pure. Like you want
Yeah.
to help, but it's like, well, I have a kid. I have to fucking like
Yeah,
take
yeah.
care of. So I mean, it makes sense. But
So that happened to me.
that
Then,
sounds crazy, dude.
then like a couple,
Fuck.
like 5 days before, I had this cat, right? And now he's a street cat. Like he doesn't even
He
stay with me
fucking
anymore.
went full thug.
He went full thug, man. Let me tell you,
like,
when,
"What's
when
up,
he left,
nigga?"
when he left my house, he had a white shirt, a tie, some slacks, khakis, a nice belt.
Nice
You
belt.
know,
Yeah.
Clean cut cat. When he came back, man, he had all these scars. He
Fucking
had thug life
tattooed
on his stomach, man. Let me tell you, he was buff. No, dude, he starts acting like more aggressive, right? And I'm
He
thinking,
must have gotten a fight.
I don't know, either that or something. Anyway,
Or someone pegged him.
he bit
Ooh.
me. He bit me, and I'm thinking, oh damn it, he bit me. An hour later, I start thinking, I'm like, wait a second. He's been on the street for a couple of years now. He comes back every now and then, but he's been on the street for a couple of years now.
You could have had rabies.
The rabies.
That's what I'm saying. He probably has rabies. I'm like, damn it. This is the end. This is how I go out. This is it.
It's how the zombie apocalypse.
This is how I end. So
Did you have rabies?
I don't know, man.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
Good.
The incubation is. I feel all right.
Maybe that's what gave you the diarrhea.
Oh, I had it before then.
We all have diarrhea.
Yeah,
This is
we all have
horrible.
diarrhea.
No, today's my first day for diarrhea. So,
Really?
like I said, it's
Hopefully
soup.
it doesn't last because this is annoying.
No, I
It's so
hate diarrhea.
frustrating.
Diarrhea sucks.
I ate
Oh, yeah.
really late last night because I went and played football, and I got home like around
Thanks for the invite, fucker.
10ish or so. It turned into something that I didn't think it was going to turn into.
But
First of all, it was just
Butt
going to be
sex.
like 3 of us, and we were going to go like kind of throw the ball around just because we're going to go play Saturday.
Yeah.
And then like a whole bunch of people showed up, so we actually ended up playing a game.
Badass.
So, but we're still going to go play Saturday.
Sweet.
But anyway, so I got home like around 10, and I got Raisin Canes. And like all night, I just like kept getting up to shit. It was horrible. And
Oh,
then the
dude.
fucking thunder last night. woke me
oh
up.
my
Dude,
gosh.
It was
Holy
nuts.
shit.
You're telling me, dude, like, oh my fucking God. I got to work today because it was raining. I was like, okay, I have my shift to run, whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking, my roof's leaking in the store. I'm like,
God
what the
dang.
fuck?
What the
And there's
hell?
like this big ass puddle. I'm like, and I had to open the store. God damn it. So I'm like calling people, hey, in 4:40 in the morning, I need you at the store right now. I need you at the store right
Wow.
now.
Yeah, that thunder was
No, it was
fucking
so
joke.
loud it woke me up like around
Yeah.
3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. I thought a nuke went off our
It
chemical
fucking
plant.
loud, dude.
Let me tell you, the first shockwave that woke
Was
me
your
up,
cat?
it was. I was like, "Where's my money, motherfucker?" It shook my whole bed. I woke up and I'm like, "What the hell?" And then boom, like again,
Yeah, dude.
and then all my posters fell off my wall.
Holy shit.
That's how strong it. That's how strong the thunder was, and I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?"
North Korea.
I look out. I look outside my window, and you know, have you ever been near lightning strike? Like
Yes.
you just hear, whoosh,
Yeah.
you just hear that. I heard it right next to me. It just went whoosh, 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 like 3
Holy
times, and I'm
shit.
like,
So it must have struck close to you.
it was close to me, and I'm like, what the fuck is
That
going on here?
That is fucking
Some
nuts,
War of
dude.
the Worlds type of
I know,
bullshit.
right? So we're gonna go ahead and get into our icebreaker, so that way we can start the show and we can get on to the topic. So this week's icebreaker, breaker. So my icebreaker for this week, guys, is my team, my football team, the Packers.
fuck
Wah, wah.
I was
We're
here with
screwed,
him.
dude. We're screwed. I'll never watch another game with John. By the way,
Fuck you,
It's
dude.
bad luck.
Nah, you know what's funny? It happened before I got there. I could have been good luck for
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
dumbass.
Damn it.
No, it's the name of John
Uh,
that came in.
Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game, suffered a broken collarbone in the game against Minnesota. He's out for the season. That probably means our season's done. And for those of y'all who don't understand, I fucking wait all off season for football. Just sitting there waiting like, oh my God, it's taking forever. Can it come already? And then now it's just season's over halfway through the season.
Damn.
Heartbreaker. At least I got to go to Dallas and watch them beat Dallas. That was fun.
Nah,
Yeah.
I bet that was satisfying.
But yeah, that's my icebreaker. I don't want to talk too much about it.
He's already mad. I can see it in his face. He's already pissed off.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about
Johnny?
it.
All right, my icebreaker is about another team, but it's basketball. The Rockets.
Oh yeah.
The Rockets are
Oh.
looking good, man. The
Oh,
Rockets are
man.
looking
They
good.
beat Golden State.
They go
right?
First
they
game.
Golden State,
Woo,
yeah, and they beat Sacramento. No, yeah, yesterday.
Yeah. Sack.
The Kings. So that's super exciting, dude, to see James Harden and Chris Paul
That's
on the
crazy.
same team, and then we have some good support.
I'm so glad they
bro.
work well together.
Yeah,
that
no,
was my
they're
worry
very-
all off season.
They're very selfless, you
Yeah.
know. They would like to pass. I mean, that's why they have really high assist numbers.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm definitely excited for the
That's
Rocket
good.
season this season. Oh,
hopefully
dude.
it turns
Astros
out well.
too. They might make it to a World
Bruh.
Cup.
Hold on,
and
hold on,
that's
hold on.
his-
That's mine, motherfucker.
Oh, is it? It's all sports this week.
Yeah.
All right, it's all sports. Guess what's up? It's the Astros against the New York Yankees, right?
Yeah.
Man, I was
They
so
blew
pissed
that
off.
shit though.
They the whole time they were in New York, they got fucking swept away.
Didn't they play
What's
today?
what's the record right now?
They're
3-2. No, 3-2.
Oh, we're losing now.
Yeah, we're one game. If we don't win this next
Yeah,
one,
we're
that's
out.
it. We gotta win the next
Yeah.
two, and the next two are in Houston. So we gotta
hopefully
win
we
the
have
next
home
two.
advantage, man.
That would suck, dude, because the Yankees weren't even I mean, they were good this year, but they weren't
They were in the wild
favorites.
cards.
Yeah, they weren't the favorites.
So
I'm not a big baseball follower, so I'm gonna let y'all talk about this.
Yeah, me neither. But I just I kind of.
I really am not.
no, but what I'm saying is like I think it's all a marketing ploy. You know, they want to win in Houston. That's why I think they kind of let that
Really?
series lose. You,
You
know,
think
in
That's
New York.
that's very. If that's true, that is very risky.
If they come back these next two games, that will prove it. Otherwise,
He just fucking sucks.
Houston is just Clutch City.
Just-
you know.
Yeah, Clutch City, bro.
Clutch
That's
City.
why we're named Clutch City.
Real quick, I guess another icebreaker that sums up all the sports shit. USA soccer did not make the World
Dude,
Cup.
that's
Yep.
some bullshit. What
That's
they
crazy.
fucking said about
Yeah.
it too was fucking.
The coach
What they say? I
awful.
didn't pay
The coach
attention.
said, "Oh, it's just a blemish. It's just a blemish." in our-" No, dude, it's not a blemish.
No,
Like,
dude, that's fucking disgraceful.
If USA watches any soccer games, because obviously soccer's not popular here.
Yeah.
It's the World Cup.
It's
I watch
obviously the World Cup.
I watch it. It's
Yeah,
entertaining.
I mean,
And 'cause it's
I
easy to
admit,
keep
yeah.
up with because you know that there's this amount of countries. The reason why I don't watch soccer is because there's too many fucking teams and too many leagues. Like,
Well, it's the biggest sport in the world.
yeah, I can't
Yeah.
keep up with it. It's just too much. But and then they have friendly matches that don't mean anything in the middle of the season, and it's just fucking confusing. But the World Cup's easy to follow, so everybody watches it. And I mean, now it's like, I mean, I root for USA because you're always underdogs, and
Yeah.
you know. But now I'm like, I don't know who I'm gonna root
It's
for.
like rooting for the United States in the Olympics when we're playing against Canada in hockey.
Yeah,
Because you're like,
yeah.
come on, that's our rival. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
that's Canadian, that's Canada's sport. You're like, come on, we gotta beat them.
That'd
We
be-
gotta beat
yeah,
them. You know,
exactly. Yeah,
So-
it sucks.
Yeah,
so
it's a blemish.
a blemish.
Fucking
The
idiot.
coach had to resign.
Yeah, sure. I wouldn't imagine so, man.
Yeah. So,
That's fucking dumb.
but that's it for how we've been. And I'm sorry we've been talking for a long time. That's not paranormal. But hey, you listen to the show, you know how it goes, homie. All right,
Homie?
so-
No, quiet.
homie.
Homie.
Don't get mad.
my cat will kick your ass.
Yeah, Roman's cat will beat the shit. Okay, so today's topic. What is today's topic, Mr. John?
So we're gonna be talking about Nostradamus
Ooh.
Nostradamus.
and his predictions that have come true. Some of the most famous ones, and some that he's predicted. That,
Do we got a little history on him too?
not really. He's just
like
a
where
fucking
he's from and
French.
stuff.
He's
Look-
French.
Is he French?
Yeah, he's French. That's as
We'll
much as
have-
I know.
It's important.
He's a French seer.
It's important.
Honestly, you know what? That didn't even cross my mind to research him. I feel like everyone knows the fucking name, so I'm
I
like,
guess
whatever.
so. Yeah, we'll let Roman do a little bit of
It's
history.
so
digging
funny.
while
I was
we're-
like, damn it, dude. You asked me something I don't know.
The one
Yeah.
thing you're supposed to do is research, man. Come
Yeah.
on.
Again, I feel like people know who this is, and if not, go away.
I'm surprised
Well, hold
people
on.
don't know who Tesla is. That
That's what I'm
freaks me-
saying.
That freaks me
Oh
out.
yeah. Oh yeah.
There's a
So
lot of
did you
people
look
that
it
don't
up?
know who Tesla.
Yeah, I looked it up.
He has it. He has it already. Okay, give us a little.
Oh, are we
a
going
little-
into it right now?
Yeah, give us a
Oh,
little.
oh.
No break this week. We're
Nikola
going straight
Tesla
for
was no, just kidding. No, Nostradamus. He is French. He was born in 1503, and he died in 1566. He did do a lot of
He's pretty
predictions.
young.
Yeah.
Yeah, he died at the age of 62.
I'm glad you did the math because I was not going to do that.
Well, thank God for the internet, because
Yeah.
Wikipedia says it all. Anyway, you guys want to talk while I read this?
Oh, I thought you said you
Oh.
did the research, this dumbass.
Dude, I'm on Wiki. That's your job.
Aren't you supposed to be the person with the laptop getting all the information anyways?
Man, my laptop. I haven't been home all day, and I forgot
So
my
shut the
laptop.
fuck up. Fucking
Okay,
get on my
so
case.
he's French. We've established that.
Yes, he is a seer.
So he's
Yeah.
basically like a.
The Prophecies of Nostradamus compiled his collection of major long-term predictions. The first installment was published in 1555 and contained 353 quatrains. The third edition, with 300 new quatrains, was reportedly printed in 1558, but now survives as only part of the omnibus edition that was published after his death in 1568.
So he has a lot of predictions.
Yeah, no. That's who he is, you know.
So before we get into this, I have a question for y'all. If he predicted that many things, do you think that it was just coincidence that he got some right? Because like I could predict shit all day, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna get something right.
Think-
Well,
I don't know,
statistically,
man.
statistically speaking, out of all his predictions versus all the ones that were right, I think the majority have become.
No,
True.
actually,
They haven't?
Majority of them are wrong.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
but then again, a lot of people forget that he was also a poet.
Okay.
So because that's why for people listening to this, please take all of this as a grain of salt, because it's who fucking knows what he meant. You know,
Yeah.
This is just us trying to, or better yet, people that think they're experts on Nostradamus, like, no, this is what he meant. I was like, nigga, unless you personally knew him,
yeah.
shut up.
Unless he told you, hey, this is what I meant.
Yeah,
you know?
no.
Right.
So it's like we don't know what was a poem and what wasn't, or was a prediction, and then from there is like if that poem was like that was got right and his prediction was fucking wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a very, very, very thin line of where it could have been.
Right.
So
right.
I mean, take it with a grain of salt. So Michael de Nostradamus, better known as Nostradamus, was a French apothecary from, oh, dude, it has it right here,
Nice.
from the 16th century. But the thing is, he's still famous for, even centuries after his death, is a bunch of prophecies that, believe it or not, came true. His book of prophecies, Les Prophéties, remained a bestseller to this day because the materialization of its contents. Despite many scholars claiming that associating with his ambiguous predictions with the world events are nothing but misinterpretations, the interpreters have the actual events to back them up. Okay, so like I said, people were like, you got to take this as a grain of salt, you know?
Yeah. So 1600s, and he's predicting shit that happens in the 2000s.
Yeah, dude, like this guy is like
Some
500.
Some of his stuff is like really close. Like,
Yeah, they were pretty on damn point. Like,
Yeah.
no lie.
yeah.
And then a lot of people, you know, and this is my theory to people's thoughts, is like, who knows if he was on those predictions that he got wrong, what he wasn't right. Because then it goes back to, how do you know if that universe still exists at this point?
Oh yeah,
Mm.
like the universe he was talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, it's like now
Yeah.
we're just in another universe where
Yeah.
Well, that's
Chick-fil-A has a
creepy.
K.
That's creepy.
That I never thought about that. But yeah,
Yeah, so that was just a
that's
thought that
different.
came to my head.
Do you want me to read the the things he
Wait,
was right
don't.
about?
I want to see if you can guess them before you can read them.
Okay.
I'll look it up.
So, number one, the young lion will overcome the older one on the field of combat in the single battle. He will pierce his eyes through a golden cage. 2 wounds made one. Then his dies of cruel death.
No clue.
Yeah, don't blame me. When I first
That
read
was
this, I was
tough.
like, man, dude, something has to be something to do with royalty. So once I actually dug into it, it was the death of King Henry II in France.
Okay.
Okay.
You know,
And
Wait,
and-
was that the French Revolution?
No. King Henry II of France was badly wounded during a joust as a lance fragment pierced his eye and died 10 days later because he just bled out.
Okay.
So basically, for those who don't know, a lance was like one of those staffs that they use whenever they
Correct. On the
jousted
horses.
On the horses. yeah.
Yes. So the one you're talking about is this one. From the enslaved populace, songs, chants, and demands while princes and lords are held captive in prisons. These will be the future by headless idiots be received as divine prayers. That's the prediction he made for the French Revolution.
Okay.
You know, in 1789, the hungry, work-laden poor people of France overthrew the monarchy, creating a new democracy that sadly didn't turn out the way they had expected.
Yeah.
But, so, I mean, I can kind of see it, but then again, you know, who fucking knows?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The poetry really kicks in.
Yeah. Poetry does really kick in.
You can tell.
Which one's? Oh, this
Are
one.
you
Okay.
on the same link that you sent me?
Yeah, I should be.
That's weird because that wasn't the next one.
No, I'm skipping over the famous ones.
Okay,
The
gotcha.
famous ones.
So, like this one. This one I actually understood kind of where it came from. From the depths of the west of Europe, a young child will be born of poor people. He who his tongue will seduce a great troop, his fame will increase towards the realm of the east.
Adolf Hitler.
Adolf Hitler.
And doesn't he like get really close to his name too?
I don't know. That was just these are snippets of it, but I don't know if he actually nails his
I heard
name.
that he predicted that there would be 3 antichrists.
Did he
And-
really?
Yeah, and the first one was Napoleon,
He didn't do it Napoleon.
and the second one was Hister.
History.
Yeah,
Hister.
it's really close to Hitler.
Oh, interesting.
And then the third one he has. Let me see if I can find that while you read the next one.
Okay.
Wait, can you read the last line of the?
yeah. His fame will increase towards the realm of the east.
Okay. His fame will increase towards the realm of the east.
Well, he's
Oh,
conquering-
Japan.
Yeah,
Japan.
Japan.
Japan. Wow, that is insane.
Yeah, dude. No, when I was reading more into Nostradamus and stuff, you know who would be a really good attribute to this conversation would be Paul, because
Yeah.
he reads a lot of this shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, he's really into
Damn
this
it,
shit.
Paul, where are you?
Damn it, Paul.
He's actually in my house right now.
Did he get pegged?
Yeah, he's getting pegged right now by me in another life.
By me in another life.
Okay, so this one. See if you can get it, Roman.
Okay.
Beasts ferocious with hunger will cross the rivers. The greater part of the battlefield will be against Hister. Ha.
Okay.
Into a cage of iron with the great one be drawn, with the child of Germany observes nothing.
Beast of Iron. The only thing I could think of is like Russia.
No.
Okay, then what is it?
World War II.
World War II. That was
Uh,
another World War II one.
Yeah, it's another. Well, the other one was just naming Hitler.
Cross the
Okay,
river.
beasts ferocious with hunger will cross the river, which is America invading on D-Day.
Okay.
Okay. The greater part of the battlefield will be against Hister, which is Hitler.
Okay.
And into an iron cage will the Great One be drawn when the child of Germany observes nothing because he wasn't there.
Yeah.
So World War II started in 1939 and remains the greatest Holocaust that mankind has seen to this day. It was also the only war in human history that saw the use of nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
So that's what he's talking about. That's what he predicted, or people have kind of like translated, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. Two bigger ones.
What do they think of? Like, how do they come to these conclusions?
I mean, these people are the ones that like study them, like
Over and over
and
again,
over and
man.
over. Philosophers, man. That's what
Yeah.
they are. So I mean,
Just
you
have a
gotta
couple
be
of beers
thinking
and
between the lines, between those lines, and between those lines. You know when an English teacher asks you, "What do you mean by like the author mean by the drapes were blue?" You know, they take it to like a power of 10. Like, why was that molecule there? You know, it's like, just think about it.
I found the Antichrist stuff whenever y'all. If y'all want
Go
me to
for
read
it.
Okay. So he says the first Antichrist would be Paul Ne Laurent. Nostradamus codenamed his Paul Ne Laurent, all in uppercase, and so it's PAU and then comma NA comma Laurent LORON, all in uppercase, and obvious decoding would give us 3 towns in southwestern France: Paul, Ne, and Oloron. The rest of the prophecy strays the subject away from 3 villages to describe a human being. The uppercase presentation is a literary nudge in our sides to a person's name hidden in the letter spelling 3 towns. So when you like move those letters around, like it said, you get Napoleon.
Yes. It says, Pay Ne Laurent will be more the fire than the blood, to swim in praise, the great one to flee to the confluence. He will refuse entry to Pisces, and the depraved ones and the durants will keep them in prison. And this event, naming those 3 things that JP just said, was the rise of Napoleon. The first 3 words are French towns, but also put together is an anagram for Napoleon the King. Napoleon Bonaparte was not of royal heritage, but rose to power during the French Revolution as a military leader and later ruled France from 1804 to 1815.
Wow. And then the second one was Nostradamus codenamed the second Antichrist Hister, or Hister with a Gothic S, after the ancient name of the river Danube, which is the Ister. Nostradamus spells it with the most arcane variant Hister as some specific hint. Again, there's a pattern to follow here. Basically, it just kind of goes into it. He becomes the captain of Greater Germany. That's what he says.
Wow.
Born
That's
in
insane.
Noricum, he will have a crooked cross as his symbol, the swastika. The people of Irel, an anagram for Israel, would be sent as captives into a great furnace by the Hister.
Fuck,
Wow.
dude. That's a fucking crazy ass
That's
prediction.
down to the nail.
Yeah.
So he's pretty spot on 2 of them.
Yeah.
So what's the third one?
The third one is Mabus.
Obama.
Mabus. Obama. The prophet forged visions into cryptic verse after sitting alone in a state of trance and nightly vigils locked away in his secret upstairs study. He received the words and sounds and twilight images warning about a third and final Antichrist that has yet to fully reveal himself. This man is described in a prophecy indexed, then it just says where to find it in the book, as the King of Terror. He will enter the world stage descending from distant future skies in the year 1990 September month. Nostradamus fashioned anagrams out of numbers too. If the month of September is a lead, then 1990 could be reverse code for the actual year, month, and a day. So 1990 equals 9111. Thus the prophecy means to say,
9/11.
in the year 9/11 and 2001 September month, the great King of Terror comes from the sky. That's just a guess.
Yeah.
So we're not sure. Nostradamus gave the third Antichrist the following code name. He's Mabus. A number of notorious contemporary figures still living or recently dead from the Middle East can see their names spelled in the Mabus code. But there's also other leaders in the West deeply entangled in Middle Eastern turmoil. A current U.S. president and a charismatic candidate who could be his successor, whose name is also easily decoded out into Mabus, making the search for the right candidate the most provocative and typical challenge presented by Nostradamus of our present times. He says World War III begins when Mabus dies a sudden death. His act of terror unites 100 nations in a war against what Nostradamus calls 3 Eastern kings. secretly allied in opposition to the West. They would use piracy, so hijacking, ambush, to wage war.
Iran, Russia, and North Korea.
So is Trump the Antichrist?
I wouldn't doubt it. Anyways.
I don't know.
Bum, bum, bum.
Well, you said that a king would die, right?
Well, it's when he dies.
Okay,
Is whenever World War III will start.
that's crazy.
Which I have things to talk about that later.
So real quick, let me finish this real fast. So know the war has begun when hollow mountains of a great new city yet to be built in Nostradamus' day at latitude 45 in an unborn country he called Americ or America with an O. So it's Amorica will be
What?
attacked by a fire in the sky. The hollow mountains crafted by man will be seized and plunged into the boiling cauldron of their own debris clouds. After this happened, we will be living in the days of the last Antichrist. That happened when Bush was in office.
So is Bush the Antichrist?
I don't know, because he's not really in power anymore.
No, and he hasn't died.
He might die. Like
Could.
get assassinated.
I don't
I
know.
mean, it's not like he might. He will die, but he might
Eventually,
get
yeah, everybody's gonna
assassinated.
die.
Yeah.
I don't know. Go ahead. What were you going to
That's
say?
weird.
Yeah,
That is
it's
weird.
Really.
Anyways, so this is another big one. Near the gates and within 2 cities, there will be scourges like of which was never seen. Let me read that again. There will be scourges like of which was never seen. Famine with plague, people put out by steel, crying of great immortal God for relief. Any guess on that one?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I have no
It
idea.
was the atom bomb that was
Oh.
dropped on Hiroshima and
Nagasaki.
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 Yeah. So
Was it Fat Boy?
Fat Boy and Little. No, Little.
Little John?
Little.
And then
no,
East Side-
no,
the
little
East
little
Side
boy,
Boys?
little boy and Fat Man. There we
Okay.
go. Little boy and Fat Man.
All right, and then this one. Earth-shaking fire from the center of the earth will cause tremors around New City. Two great rocks will war for a long time. Then Arthusa will redden a new river.
Is that Berlin? The Berlin Wall?
No.
It's
No.
it's tremors, earthquakes. So like North Korea testing its bombs.
I think no, it's 9/11.
Okay.
On September 11, 2001,
Way
terrorist
off.
I know.
group Al-Qaeda attacked the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center, both of which collapsed, with hundreds of people dying because of it. The reason why they called it this is the 2 great rocks was America and the great terrorist Al-Qaeda in the east,
Yeah.
and from there was the tremors of the Earth center was the center was fucking the North Towers.
The World Trade
Yeah,
Center.
you know,
Gotcha.
World Trade Centers
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
but here's one that people are trying to debug right now. It's a prediction or something,
All right.
and no one knows what it is. So, any ideas? The sloping park great calamity through the lands of the West and Lombardy, which is funny. The fire in the ship, plague and captivity. Mercury is Sagittarius, Saturn fading.
What the fuck was that?
Dude,
Let
I
me
don't
see.
know.
The U.S. has NASA. We're in the West. We're gonna look into the sky. Mercury's gonna burn out and
And then
crash
fucking
into us.
Green Bay's fucking football field's gonna be safe haven.
I
Lombardy.
think I
Yes.
think that's ground zero. So
Ground
we're
zero,
fucked.
fuck. And fuck them too.
Aaron Rodgers goes out for the season.
Okay, so those are the biggest
Can't
like
take it anymore.
those are the biggest like things that he's guessed in our lifetime, or at least that we've learned in school, anyways.
Yeah.
These next ones are predictions that have said they'll be following in 2017, 2018.
All right.
And again, people
So
that are
this year.
listening, yeah, this year, the end of this year or the following year, take it with a grain of salt. Don't fucking start freaking out and shit, because
I already have my tinfoil hat. Ready when you are.
Okay, so number 10, World War III.
Oh, damn it.
A war that will start between 2 major world powers and will last for a period of 27 years. The moment of great violence will coincide with the appearance of a comet in the sky. Nuclear combat and natural disasters shall strike our planet when a giant planet approaches Earth.
Who says World War III hasn't already begun?
Planet X?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Who's saying that the Cold War wasn't World War III? Because remember Sputnik?
Well, that's true, but I don't know if it was ever classified as World War III.
I know, but if you think about it, they had communism, the domino effect in the East, and then they tried to contain it in Cuba. It was pretty much a world game.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, how long did that last?
Literally right whenever World War II was going on, like 44, all the way to the 90s.
I don't know.
So that's way too long for 27 years.
Yeah.
So
who knows?
But you could think of it like that. But yeah, Planet X.
Yeah, and didn't they say Planet X did exist? It does. They do think that there was a planet past Pluto. They just don't know its orbit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
And at some point, like I don't know, there's something approaching Earth. I can't remember what I read on that.
This dick.
Yeah, basically.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Anyways, okay, another one is the largest recorded earthquake. The largest earthquake in history of the United States will occur is specifically affecting the western area of the country. Its power will be felt in other countries around the world. So what I'm thinking is going to be like, because there's been talk that California is like the worst place to live in right now.
Yeah.
Because its earthquakes and fault lines are so bad that it might just break off.
Yeah, I've heard of that too.
And wildfires right now.
Okay, like that has to do with
They're burning down, man.
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah, bye, Felicia.
Man, y'all are fucked.
Those fucking liberals and hipsters. Adios. But yeah, so I mean, okay, just think about the magnitude of that. Is that something earthquake so fucking strong that other countries around the world are gonna feel it?
Yeah, and that's scary because the earthquakes here lately have been
Pretty absurd.
Yeah, like the ones in Mexico are pretty bad.
like
Mexico, Central America, and
they've been fucking nuts, dude.
So wasn't there one off of the coast of Japan?
Yeah,
earlier,
and they all fucking hit at the same time.
Yeah, there was all at one time, and it's crazy because that's what I was thinking about when I read about the World War III. Is that just natural disasters will strike our planet? I was like, dude, right now we just had like crazy amounts of hurricanes. There's a hurricane heading east to Ireland. That's stupid.
Ophelia?
Ophelia.
Yeah,
that doesn't even make sense. Like, I don't think that's possible.
I can't even remember the last time anything's ever happened like that.
Like, for it to move that way, that's weird. And then all those fucking earthquakes happening at one time, dude. Yeah, there's something going on.
Well, the Bible describes it as it like relates it to birthing pains. Like when women are like experiencing birthing pains, like the contractions get stronger and stronger and more, and like that's kind of what's happening with all the flooding and the hurricanes and the earthquakes and the wildfires, and it's fucking insane.
It is insane. It's really nuts.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be a few comments I'm gonna have after these things that are predictions, just to make it more paranormal. But anyways, another big one, which I think is crazy. It's called permission of parenthood.
Permission of parenthood.
Those who want to have children will need permits and licenses and may not do as they please.
Oh wow.
That doesn't sound too far off.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because of all the population growth. Yeah.
That does not sound too far off.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
that's
weird.
Like just to be like, you'd have to go to like City Hall or something like, hey, we came to get permits to have a kid. That's fucking
weird.
terrifying.
Well, that's what they did in Germany.
Well, they did that. Didn't they do that in Japan too?
In China.
In China. That's what I'm thinking about.
It's kind of sad because it's kind of like almost a good idea because then you don't get dumb fucks having kids and not being able to raise them right.
Yeah, no, but that's like...
It's still crazy, though. It's imposing on your
Do you think the government would give you money, though? Huh? Do you think the government would give you money if you wanted a child? Like, let's say you were both graduates, right? And you both had clean records. You both made well above the pay grade of others. And do you think, like, you would have priority than second-class citizens, so to speak?
Probably so.
I mean...
But I don't know if they'll pay you.
I doubt it.
They'll probably put you at the front of the line to be able to say you can have a kid.
They'll probably like, here's a condom with a hole in it.
Yeah, so what happens if you accidentally have a kid?
Well, didn't China like kill them?
China took... I don't know if they killed them. I'm pretty sure there were reports, but
they still do...
the one-child policy?
Yeah, they don't
I thought it was 2.
Or is it 2-child policy?
Yeah, it's like you can have up to 2.
Yeah, and they don't let you, like, something to do with girls. Like, they get rid of girls.
They want sons first, I think, if I remember correctly.
You have to have a son first.
If you have a son, you can have as many, but if you have more than 1 or 2, daughters, I think they can take them away.
That's crazy.
I think. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, no, that's just terrifying. Anyways, so the next one is the collapse of the global economy. The collapse of the world economy is predicted with the statement that the rich shall die many times over.
Wow.
Just imagine that just the economy of the world just crashes. That's it.
I mean, it almost did in 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't it 2001?
And 2007. Because
that's why they made that movie, The Big Short.
Yeah.
Oh, so was
the housing market.
The housing market that crashed.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Yeah,
I remember learning about that in high school.
it was pretty nuts. That movie was actually pretty good.
The Big Short.
Big Short was
Yeah, I
actually
love
pretty
I love
good.
that
It was
movie.
pretty good.
I saw it twice.
If you ever have time to
What
watch
if it's
it,
on Netflix?
I think
I think it is.
I
Net-
think, I
Netflix
think
or
it was
Hulu?
recently added.
I need to go check it out.
It's a pretty good movie. It's actually really good.
Steve Carell does a good job.
Yeah.
oh, I know. what
And
movie you're talking
what's his face?
Ryan
about.
Reynolds.
Ryan Gosling. Isn't he in it?
No, Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, and
no,
what's his name? Oh my god. Oh my fucking
Ryan
god.
Gosling's in it.
Who's
right?
on World War Z?
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt's in it.
Oh, Brad Pitt. He is
yeah.
in it.
Yeah, Brad Pitt's in it.
Yeah.
Anyways, so people will live more than 200 years. Humans will live over 200 years old. With the remarkable advances in medicine, the average lifespan of human is increased to 200 years. Along with that, the 80-year-old guy may look like he's a 50-year-old gentleman, according to Nostradamus.
Jeez.
That makes sense because I don't think it would be like our physical bodies because it deteriorates, but they are going to where they're trying to make it to where they can put your brain on a
Your conscience.
on a system.
Yeah. Which would make sense.
Well, isn't the
Yeah.
first head transplant coming up?
Yeah.
Yes.
We
So
talked
there we
about that
go.
before on the
Yeah,
show.
we did.
It's
So that's
coming up.
It's coming up.
And then we
And-
talked about butt transplants.
Butt
Yeah.
transplants. What if you had a black guy's butt and you're a white guy?
Oh God, here we go again.
Okay, so all taxes will be abolished in the Western world. A great revolt will end all taxation forever. The seer writes, people refuse to pay tax to the king. On that day, many will celebrate freedom in a country that taxes mercilessly. With the large revolt, the taxation will be ended for the expected freedom.
That's pretty interesting.
That's interesting,
So,
but it's kind of a problem, though.
will that cause
Yeah.
the collapse of the economy?
Well, I don't know, because you got to remember. I don't know much of the government official, but what they tell us that they do with our taxes is fucking schools, roads, and all that kind of
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
yeah,
So in that sense, how would we get that shit fixed?
yeah. That's true. That's a good point.
That is.
I don't,
oh.
it could be a bad thing.
It's like, I don't know.
It's
It's like,
playing
I don't
on-
know how one way
don't-
would outweigh the other.
It's
Yeah, I
playing
don't
on the
understand it
notion
enough.
of people are celebrating because they think it's a good cause, but in reality, it's just the
It's-
worst
it's-
thing that could
yeah,
happen.
It
Yeah.
hurts you more than it
Yeah.
actually helps.
Makes
So
sense.
I don't know. Okay. 2, humans are able to talk to animals. Pigs will become a brother to man, wrote the prophet. The big advances in sciences and telepathically and animal communication skills will enable humans to talk to pets, farm animals as well.
That's just fucking cool.
Dr.
Yeah.
Doolittle.
Yeah, basically Dr. Doolittle.
That's just cool. I'm cool with that.
Any Rick and Morty fans?
Yeah.
You fuck with squirrels, Morty.
Yeah, that'd be cool to be able to talk to your cats. My
Yeah,
cats.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see. One thing that I've always loved, what I loved reading was a quote that there's one thing that plagues humans more than anything is time, and it's a plague that we devise on ourselves.
Yeah.
And an animal like your cats or dogs, like all they have to do is like, oh, I'm tired, go to sleep,
yeah,
and then oh, I'm hungry, let me eat.
yeah.
They don't
They don't have a
they don't
time
have a
system.
time schedule.
Yeah.
Well,
So
we don't have a device, but we're already
we're
like
responsible
sign language with apes. Like that's
For, what are
already
you
a
talking
thing.
about?
Sign language.
Oh, you're talking. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, like we can't communicate.
Yeah,
like
we can communicate.
like for certain animals, but
It-
not.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
Like from what Nostradamus was to now, it's a great advancement to talking to animals.
I was listening to Joe Rogan show, and they were talking about that, like where these chimps reside in the forest. They're finding them using tools.
It's crazy.
Like they're making tools.
Really on their own?
They've now classed them to a primitive, like where they're in the same point where we were, if you believe in evolution at that point.
yeah.
So like thousands of years down the road, these chimps might not start looking like us, but they might start being as intelligent as us.
yeah, like in a very basic way. Yeah,
Yeah.
What part of the world?
It's just like somewhere where there's like a high chimp population. They're
Dang,
finding
that's
like
insane.
tools. I don't know. I'm quoting it from the show.
People
Yeah.
forget that how big this world is.
Yeah.
There's still fucking like parts in Africa or in like South America that there's still tribes that have never had met the modern
No
world.
contact. That's
Yeah.
crazy. There's a crazy documentary about that on
Yeah,
Netflix. You gotta watch it.
yeah,
It's
it's pretty
crazy.
good. This last one, I think we're actually breaking through now, is language differences will disappear. After the invention of a new engine, the world will be like the days before Babel. According to interpretations, the new engine would be used like a modern-day computers, and according to the French prophet, this will mean the end of many nations.
Internet.
Yeah, well, internet too, and there's a lot. There's a new device nowadays that you just speak into, and it translates into any kind of
That's
yeah, I
cool.
think the iPhone does that now.
yeah,
Translate.
it's just like but But no. This actually says it in the language.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think that, you know, you can go to
That's
fucking
weird.
Japan and be like, yo, where's the bathroom? And be like, oh, brother, konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
I don't know. I wish I knew Japanese, dude. I watched way too much anime not to know it. But yeah, it's crazy. And, you know, and it's interesting to think about that because it might be the end of many nations. I mean, because I feel like the world's divided because of language barriers, because we can't completely understand one another.
Yeah, because you have to think like if you go into a country and you don't understand their culture and you can't explain
why you think this way or something like that,
they'll hurt you or something because they don't.
Correct, because you just offended them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's why my personal belief. That's why I try to learn a lot of languages right now. You know, I speak English and Spanish, but right now I'm also learning French and German.
Yeah.
Because I just believe that a lot of
say
fucking.
something in German. German sounds so cool.
What the
What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
German rap. That's German rap.
That's like that fucking band Rammstein.
Yeah.
They're fucking dope, dude. I don't know what they're saying, but they're dope.
But anyways, yeah. So to think of that, you know, a lot of countries will cease to exist. Maybe we'll all become unified. Who fucking knows?
Yeah.
But I do believe that we are breaking the threshold on that, you know, of communication between one another.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, English has started to become the language. Everybody learns English now in all the countries.
Yeah.
So that could be the language that everybody's being
It might
forced
be a
to learn.
slur of English, like how English is today.
Which is stupid because English is so fucking hard.
Yeah, it is.
There's so many like
Words that mean so many things.
not
It's
only
just-
that,
many
certain
stupid
things don't mean things in
Yeah,
other
it's like,
contexts.
oh no, but you can't do that. And there's certain letters that combine to make one letter sound,
Yeah,
but you
it's-
can't use that letter. And then there's silent letters. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
The English language is
Yeah.
very weird.
Anyways, so to make this more of a paranormal talk, what do y'all think? Like, do you think Nostradamus could have been like something
The
out of
real
this
deal?
world? Or when we were talking about the bigger Earth theory, what if he's part of like one of the people that like controls what we're supposed to believe in, or like could have told us just like glimpses of what the future holds for us?
Damn, that's
Like-
way too much for me right there.
Like
That's
this
too
episode,
scary to think about.
No, just like think about it this way. Like I don't know if y'all ever saw the episode of Futurama where Professor Farnsworth was like a big fan of fucking what's his name? Oh my god. Shit.
It's a famous person.
Yeah, it's a famous person. It's a fucking Leonardo da Vinci.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and it ended up being Leonardo da Vinci was this alien that came out of space to this world and was a super genius.
Yeah.
But he ended up being a dumbass in his own planet. You know,
Oh yeah.
you know what?
I forgot about that episode.
But what if that's the same thing?
Yeah.
Nostradamus was just like an alien. Was like, no, this is how your species is gonna be evolving because I've seen it for my own eyes.
Right.
You know, like there's so many aspects to this. Like
he has
Like what
the-
gave him
the power to see the future.
maybe that's just common in his people.
yeah.
I don't know, man. I was
like, oh shit.
the other day. I was sitting there thinking, like, what if we're just like, what if we used to inhabit Mars, and we were brought to this Earth, and that's why like all those ancient Sumerians and stuff, they always drew like fucking spaceships and stuff because they were having like memories.
Homesick.
Yeah, they were like having memories of Mars,
Which
or
is
something.
crazy. No, and you probably have a really valid thought. Just because I was reading on something, it's like, and it's kind of stupid, but it's kind of cool to think about it the same way as like, you know how people say when you die you see a light?
Yeah.
It's like, what if at that light you're being born again? You know, and the reason why you're crying is because you're thinking about all the shit you lost.
Yeah.
And you know, through life, when you're growing up, deja vu is just past memories of what you're like. Oh shit, did I live this?
That'd be crazy.
So what if like you're right? Like what if we did inhabit a different planet? You know, whatever, planet X, maybe Mars or something, Venus, and we're just having memories of being there.
Yeah. I mean, Nostradamus could have been alien. He could have been. I mean, if you believe that like normal people can tell the future, they're getting the signs or something from somebody.
Yeah, like I mean, who fucking knows? Like the tribes, like the Aztecs and the Mayans, you know, that believed all that kind of shit. Like
yeah.
the calendar, and it goes back to what I'm saying is like maybe the was it the Mayan calendar that said that the world was gonna end in 2012?
Yeah.
It was the
Mayan.
Mayan.
The Mayans.
But what if the world did end?
Yeah.
And we're just another universe, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, with the
This all
Hadron
could
Collider or
be
whatever.
like, there's too many fucking thought processes on
Like,
it.
where does that culture come from?
Correct.
At one point in time, like a tool, like the hammer. At one point in time, it wasn't just like, oh, I'm going to use this as a hammer. No, same thing for culture. Like it was born at a certain time, and someone conceived that idea.
Correct.
And it didn't come just from within. Something must have
been implanted there.
Planted
and
there, yeah.
It's crazy because if you're like, no, you're stupid. Well, think about it this way. I mean, if these people were like fucking hundreds of years ago can predict this shit, why can't we do it now?
And yeah, you have all these people all the time trying to predict
like
stuff.
predicting things,
wrong.
and like we have all this crazy technology.
Not only that,
tells
there's more of humans today.
That's what I'm saying. But exactly my point is like, and we yet can't even do it.
Well, let me tell y'all this. I don't know if she will mind if I share it. I don't think she would mind. Our researcher Karen, she said that the night before the Vegas shooting, she had a dream that she was somewhere out in public in like a party scene. And shots started being fired at her, and she was running away. And then she woke up to the Vegas news.
Wow.
And you hear people that have premonitions like that all the time. Like all those people that, like, were going to get on the airplane on 9/11, and then they, like, decided not to for some weird reason.
Yeah, they had just a feeling.
Yeah, like, you hear a lot of stories like that. Like, that must be a small hint of what Nostradamus... Maybe we all can do that.
Do you think it's our culture?
I don't know. I think that it's more of... Our brain power is only, they say we only use 10% of our brain power. Like 10%. Albert Einstein said if you were able to use your full brain capacity, you would be in spirit form.
Yeah, like you would be energy. Like there's two sides of the coin of that. And like I do remember reading that we only use 10% of it. And then people argue like, no, we don't. We use all of it. I was like, well, prove it, I mean...
Everything I've heard is we don't use nearly
I don't think so either.
Strength. We only use 1/3 of our muscle strength or something like that.
Yeah.
That's why when those people are like about to lift fucking cars because they're like adrenaline, like they can fucking lift a car and shit.
Because the mind allows it.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like, what if we're all capable of like telling the future?
No,
And
you're
we just
absolutely
don't.
right.
We just
I think
we're
so
not able to
because
tap into it, and some people
because
can't.
I have certain instances where I'm talking to people and I haven't talked to them in a long time, maybe 4 or 5 months, and I'm like, hey man, how you doing? Like I send them a text like, hey, how are you doing? They reply with, dude, I wrote you an email this morning, but like I didn't send it. I had it on draft, and I was gonna email you.
That happens all the time.
Like how'd you know? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I just wanted to text you today.
That
like,
just shows like there's
yeah.
like a connection. Like,
there
I'll do
has
that-
to be.
I'll do that at work, like because we get clients in our work that they come in often, and then when they don't come in for a while, I'll be like, where have they been? 10, 15 minutes later, they fucking walk through the door. Weirdest shit ever. Happens all the time.
Yeah, no, and it does. And you're absolutely right. So I mean, it's the power of the mind, and who knows? Maybe Nostradamus was just fucking human, just be able to tap into like things that we can't.
Weed.
Maybe he was just born with.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Back then there wasn't laws against it.
Hey,
Hey,
Maybe
legalize.
he was just born with more percentage of his brain usage, like Einstein or something.
Who fucking knows? I mean, okay. On the bigger Earth theory kind of thing. Sorry to bring this back. Someone thought, and it made me laugh. What if it was like, I forgot what he called it, but a hexapolygonal, instead of being a flat Earth or sphere, what it is because it makes hexagons, but it's a sphere. So in parts of the Earth, it's flat, and it's just mean at corners. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like a sphere with a bunch of like stop signs on it.
What the hell?
So it's
weird.
like both worlds. So people are like, you can only see straight. Well, technically you're on a plane, but then it's still global. So it's like, dang.
That's a good
He
point.
checked off all the marks there.
Yeah, I was like, dang, dude,
Yeah,
you
he got
killed
all
it.
the boxes.
He's
on
like,
that one.
children, it's both.
It's still with the topic of Nostradamus, but have y'all ever heard of a woman? I saw this a while back. Her name was Baba Vanga.
It sounds familiar.
It does sound
She's
familiar.
called the Nostradamus of the Balkans, with good reason. Baba Vanga, the blind Bulgarian clairvoyant who died 20 years ago, is believed to have predicted the rise of ISIS, the fall of the Twin Towers, the 2004 tsunami, and global warming, among a host of other events. Horror, the American brethren will fall after being attacked by steel birds. The wolves will be howling in a bush and innocent blood will gush, is according to her followers what she said about the fall of the Twin Towers. Born as Vangelia Pandeva Dmitrieva in Strumica, Macedonia, Baba Vanga Baba Vanga mysteriously lost her eyesight when she was 12 during a massive storm. She went missing for a few days, and it is during one of these days she had her first vision. Baba Vanga rose to popularity as she started to make predictions and developed a healing touch during the World War II. Several dignitaries visited the mystic during the years as she was active, including the Bulgarian Tsar Boris III. Before she died in 1996 from breast cancer, she had the gift, and she said the gift would be passed on to a 10-year-old girl living in France, who would then take on her form. Her house has since been converted into a museum. Here are 13 predictions that the blind Baba Vanga made for 2016 and beyond. Barack Obama will be the last president of the U.S. Baba Vanga had predicted that the 44th U.S. president would be an African American, but she also added that he would be the last one. According to her, he would leave office at a time when the country would be in economic ruins and there would be a huge divide between northern and southern states, as was the case during the American Civil War. And you can kind of make that argument like, yeah, sure, Trump is quote unquote our president, but like people will sit there and tell you he is not my president.
Not my president.
So technically he's still not
A full president.
full president.
And
like
then
people are divided.
The divide.
I do remember the during Obama's presidency, there was a huge divide between the northern and southern states because a lot of wasn't there threats of the southern seceding again?
Yeah.
But they couldn't.
Yeah.
But the only state that could was Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. According to Baba Vanga, Europe will cease to exist. The continent will cease to exist by 2016, and all that would remain will be empty spaces and wastelands, nearly devoid of any form of life. She was reported to have said that chemical weapons would be used by extremists against Europe. Now, I wouldn't say that it's not. It's obviously still exists, but it has been overrun by Muslims that are creating a lot of chaos in a lot of parts of Europe.
Now, we're not saying all Muslims are terrorists.
Right.
But all terrorists are Muslim.
Oh my
I'm
god.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Man, you might be the biggest terrorist because you just fucking anytime we go somewhere out of our fucking city, I'm gonna go
But
Sorry,
she
my
did-
homing beacon is calling me.
She did say Muslims will invade Europe, which is currently happening. The blind mystic has also predicted that Muslims will invade Europe and there will be widespread destruction by extremists, which will go on for many years until the continent ceases to exist. She also predicted that a great Muslim war will begin in Syria.
In Syria.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That is
very, very interesting. China will become the new superpower. It seems like they're getting there.
That's
As per her predictions, China is set to become the new superpower in 2018, bringing an end to the United States and its economy. According to her, the exploiters, the developed nations, will become the exploited. In 2011, the International Monetary Fund has also predicted that China's economy will overtake that of the U.S. in 2016, emerging as the new superpower.
The only thing I can see against that is that they have so many damn people.
Yeah.
They rely on outside countries to feed their own people, not only through food, but through electricity and gasoline and crude oil.
Yeah.
So if China got into a war with, let's say, the United States can just be like, they could take over those countries that they're exporting their goods to China and starve China from inside.
Yeah.
So if something like that did happen, that's the only thing I could see where China can't become the next superpower.
Right. But it was slowly but surely looking like it
Yeah,
could.
because of their economy. They slowly went from a strictly communism regime to now more open capitalistic regime.
Yeah.
Are they changing over to capitalism?
They slowly opened their borders and their walls to capitalism in the 90s. That's why they are where they are right now.
Well, I mean, yeah.
They're
it is
the
what it is.
exporting country of the world.
Yeah, no, they are.
Yeah.
Another prediction she had was hunger eradication. Baba Vanga has predicted that hunger will be eradicated sometime between 2025 and 2028, which, I mean, I could see that happening eventually. On to Venus. Humans will travel to Venus, according to Baba, in search of new energy sources. They might even set up a colony there.
Why Venus?
I don't know.
That was
Because
weird.
it's close to penis.
Basically.
Anal.
They heard about just Paranormal and Johnson.
Rome as the capital of the Islamic Caliphate.
Ooh.
Islam will finish invading the whole of Europe by 2043, and Rome will be the capital of the new caliphate.
That is weird.
That's creepy.
I wonder why
That is
Rome.
pretty creepy.
Because it's close to penis.
Ice caps melting. According to Baba, ice caps will melt by 2045. The rate at which the ice caps are melting already due to global warming does seem to suggest the same.
Al Gore.
She could have the movie. She could have just that's a pretty simple prediction. Like if
Yeah.
you believe in like global warming, you could just say the ice caps are going to melt. Like
Yeah.
that one isn't as like
We'll see when we
Mystifying.
get there.
Yeah.
We'll see when we get there.
Yeah.
2045.
Cloning of organs, as per Baba Vanga's prediction.
That I see.
That
body
is
organs will be cloned in 2046, and that would be the easiest method of treatment.
now that I do see because we're already cloning meat.
Man, we're about to fucking do a head transplant.
well, no, they're cloning meat. They're cloning cow
They are
meat.
well, that doesn't matter. I'm saying you're taking some person's head off and put it on another. If you could do that, I'm sure we can clone something.
Yeah, dude, it's freaking insane, man.
Like I remember as a kid being decapitated. That was it. Game over.
done.
You're
Game over.
done.
Now GTA 12. Oh, damn it. I'm in the hospital. Quick, Surgeon Simulator 9000.
U.S. attacking Muslim-dominated Europe by 2066. The U.S. will attack Muslim-dominated Europe using climate change weapons and will try to
What the
retake
fuck?
Rome and bring back Christianity.
Geostorm. The
yeah,
movie.
Geostorm.
God damn, dude.
Dude, that's
scary.
insane.
The return of communism by.
Did you hear that?
No. I just heard your chair.
Oh, it's
Okay, that was me.
Yeah.
That freaked me out.
The return of communism by 2076. Communism will return to Europe and the rest of the world. Underwater civilizations. By 2130, civilizations will learn how to live underwater with the help of aliens.
Okay. I don't know about the last part. But I was on board until the very end.
Man, who knows, dude?
Yeah,
The
you never
death
know.
of Earth.
Ooh.
By 3797, everything on Earth will cease to exist. However, humans will be advanced enough to move to a new star system.
Star system?
Star system.
Holy shit.
So
That's way past our lifetime.
I hope that her predictions can somehow stay
Somewhat.
like relevant in the
Yeah.
sense of like people don't lose them. So that way we can look back and say, well, not us, but other people can look back and say,
If you're listening to this in 3797 or whenever the fuck the world's gonna
oh
end.
my God, dude, that's so creepy. Like,
That would be
imagine-
crazy. Imagine the Earth being a wasteland.
I don't
Like
think
in
it
the
would-
future.
Yeah.
I mean, forget the past because it was a wasteland. But I mean, imagine like self-destruction.
What you just said really freaked me out.
What?
Because it's like this podcast right here will be put on the internet and it will be stored somewhere forever. That people thousands of years down can stumble upon our podcast and listen to it. That is weird, dude.
Like future humans.
yeah.
Yeah,
Who
I
knows? It'd be really weird. They come back and they listen to podcasts and they're like, they don't even recognize the language.
Oh my God, that's
Like it's
freaky.
still a form of. It's still a
JP's, like,
form. It'll be
freaking
like
out, dude.
It'll be like Latin. It's an ancient language that they can sort of understand certain words,
Yeah, but
but
not
the majority
completely.
they're
And
like
I'm
that
not
language
even
is
doing
dead.
what I did to cure my headache, and I'm freaking out. Right now. That is insane.
So
Yeah, just thinking about
diarrhea.
it. I mean, they might. I mean, if those predictions came true, I mean, that's crazy. And we were the ones being like, "Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know."
And then people in the
know.
future and be like,
Like,
these
These
idiots.
fucking dumbasses. They don't know what they're talking about.
Trump,
Obviously,
Trump.
obviously, we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. It hasn't happened.
It's weird to think that like everything we're doing for our channel and for the podcast is like forever saved somewhere
Yeah.
and can always be seen somehow. So like it's kind of cool because like
We have become immortal.
it's kind of like a legacy. You kind of leave a little legacy.
You live
behind,
on beyond your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
No.
in a sense, we're always going to be, especially like us being on video all the time and stuff. We're always going to be.
Yeah, there's
alive
gonna be
in
a
some
yeah.
aspect.
There's gonna be a face to our voice.
You know what my fear
there's gonna
is?
be a face to our comedy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. But my fear is, as time progresses, this is just going to get worse. More people are just going to post on the internet, and then we get saturated with the other schmucks.
Well, that's true, but you got to remember, I'm not saying Just Paranormal is like gonna be the granddaddy of it, but it
Yeah.
could be.
Yeah.
You know,
What's really cool is that we doing this, we know that like one day when we pass on, our family will still be able to kind of
see what we
us.
see what we did.
It's pretty cool to think
It's
like
kind of like
that.
the first time in human history. You know how whenever writing and mass production of text, it was like a load and save for
Yeah.
humankind. It's like the internet's the same thing, except at a faster pace.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
and now we can actually see, what our loved
Images
ones looked
and,
like and
yeah.
talked like and act like.
Well, man,
And
Just
John
Paranormal
talked
was our
about
thing.
penises.
Yeah, basically, I just talked about a dick all the time.
They're like,
So
"Hey, John
for
always talk
future
about dicks or something."
for future family members and or species that fucking invade us, I don't know. I like dick. Nah, man. It's a great feeling. We have our fans today. Maybe we'll have fans later down the road that we just don't exist anymore. That's pretty cool.
It was really cool.
It is insane.
Well, thank you for listening, guys. I hope you enjoyed our show.
On that
Next
morbid
week's gonna-
note,
Yeah, next week's gonna be kind of hard. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do a show or not.
Because
Because for those of y'all wondering, it's because Saturday we're going out of town on a ghost hunt.
yeah, so go check that out on
maybe
YouTube
we
when
can
it
do
comes out.
a car ride podcast.
Oh, that would be cool.
Because we
Ooh.
have 4 hours to kill. 4-hour podcast. Who wants to listen to 4-hour podcast?
I mean,
We could-
more
we could-
likely we're gonna be talking about
do it.
stupid shit. Anyways,
I wonder. I'm gonna talk about it while we're talking right now, so I don't forget. But I wonder if I could bring my Yeti and set it up to where, like all the mics in it are working, and then bring the laptop, and then just have a way to keep the laptop charged, and then we can do it on that, and so we don't have to do it on the voice recorder.
If you
to sound
go
better.
to Walmart, there's like a DC to AC converter. It's like $5.
I think we can do that.
Yeah, it's
That
like
sound
it's-
like a good idea.
yeah, I mean, I'm down to do it.
Cool. Well, then let's do that. So we'll be doing a car ride podcast.
Some
I
way
don't know
or
if it's gonna
form.
be 4 hours or not,
Yeah.
but I'm sure we could talk for 4 hours.
Yeah, I'm
honestly.
sure we can.
Oh yeah,
Give
about
Give us a
anything,
topic
honestly.
and we'll be talking about
Yeah,
it.
we'll be talking about it.
And more the fact that we'll have the rest of the team with us.
Yeah, so it'll be really interesting.
Ooh,
So
story time.
story time. So thanks for listening. Make sure you check out our YouTube channel, Just Paranormal. Check it out, man. We have some great stuff. We upload weekly, or at least we try to. We're pretty good about it.
Yeah, just this last month we were just
Harvey
out of it.
really screwed us up.
Harvey
Yeah.
threw stuff off for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
It kind of got us out of our groove too.
Yeah,
Like, we were
we're-
in a groove and we were going. We need to get back.
Get back into that groove.
So make sure you listen next week. Subscribe to the show, iTunes, Stitcher. Email us, justparanormalshow@yahoo.com. I don't give a shit what you email us. You can email us a story. You can email us anything you want to email us. Just email us.
Sound like a fart
Email,
right next to
email.
me.
I did hear a fart
Yeah.
sound.
Did you
right
hear
next to
that?
Yeah,
It
that
was
was
like
weird.
right next to me. Is there a ghost
just
farting?
Turn on the poltercom.
you.
Turn it on. There's a
farted in
ghost
your
farting
face.
on me.
So thank you for listening. We appreciate it. And to our future fans out there that are listening.
Yeah, thanks for the patience, guys. I know right now we've been kind of out of whack, but thanks for sticking with us to the end.
Very,
Fuck
very
you
cool.
all.
And penis.